Welcome back, Bravehearts. There's no doubt life today is more complex than ever before. We're constantly bombarded with information, responsibilities, and expectations and choices. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, your days are filled with countless decisions and challenges. In the fast paced world we live in today, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, whether it's juggling work, relationships, and personal goals. Sometimes life can feel like a never ending challenge. The pace of modern life is one of the main reasons you feel overwhelmed. You're consistently hit with information and demands for your attention, making it difficult to find moments of peace and clarity. If you've ever felt like this, you're juggling a million things at once, or that the pressure to have it all figured out is just too much, then this video's for you. First up is high expectations. Society often sets high standards for success, beauty, and happiness, comparing yourselves to ideals that lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self esteem. From academic achievements to career success, from personal relationships to physical appearance, we're overloaded with messages telling us how we should live, what we should accomplish, and how we should think and behave. This pressure to constantly perform and succeed can create a sense of inferiority and lack of confidence in oneself, especially when you're not meeting those expectations and you feel like you're doing less than what you're capable of or what you thought you were capable of doing. And I'm no exception to this. I remember in nursing school, my second to last semester, and it was two classes that I love nursing, but two classes I'm not particularly fond of that I knew I was going to struggle with. And eventually, not only were these two classes my least favorite, but life decided to happen to me at that particular moment and took me for a test drive that I wasn't expecting. So it was tough outside and inside of school. And I remember at the Office of Student Affairs or the Registrar Office, one of the two, they sat me down, they had a conversation with me, and they basically told me that if you don't get your grades up or if you fail, your honor student status is going to be revoked and your scholarship's taken away. And I just remember, like, when they told me that, I felt like, I know this might sound a little bit over dramatic, but my soul left the body. It felt like everything I worked hard for up until those last 2 years while I was in nursing school just was about to not go away necessarily, because I still could have graduated. Obviously, I was one semester away, but like that, those very like all that hard work, all that dedication, that persistence would have just been wiped out. I started looking at loan options, and eventually, it's fight or flight, and I decided to fight. So I ended up graduating and prevailed, but it was definitely with big push and just believing in myself, staying in it despite almost giving up, and it just caused a lot of stress and a lot of like mental anguish that I didn't want to go through. And that's one of the pressures of feeling like you have to perform and having high expectations, not just on yourself, but also other people around you now, trying to impose those expectations, maybe unbeknownst to them or you, and not in a bad way, but just, oh, you're overachiever and things like that. So, but I'm ranting. So, second reason people feel overwhelmed is information overload. We live in an age of constant news updates, social media notifications, and a never-ending stream of content that oversaturates our brains, kind of like this YouTube video. And it's important to recognize that the impact of this can not just wear away on our brains, but we're not equipped to handle that much information processing. And it leads to stress and anxiety. Scientists estimate that an average person daily can consume about 74 gigabytes of information. That's equivalent to watching 16 movies a day. And that volume increases by about 5% each year. This information comes from various sources like TV, tablets, billboards, computers, phones, and more. In 2011, Americans took in 5 times as much information every day than they did in 1986. That's equivalent to 174 newspapers per person. That's pretty big. Now, the third reason people feel overwhelmed and like navigating life can feel so overwhelming is lack of purpose and direction. I know this one resonates much more with young adults, but even older adults too after retirement. You've lived your life with purpose and direction to take care of your family in a job or something you're passionate about. All of a sudden that's over, you're retired, and you don't know what to do with your life. So not just young adults, but older adults too. And without a clear sense of where you're going, every decision can feel monumental in a way. And this one's probably the most important because without purpose and direction, you guide your expectations and information you consume based on the value you can provide to the direction you're headed in life. And each of these serve a purpose. And when there's no purpose, even simple choices can feel paralyzing because there's no guiding principle behind it to help you base those decisions on. Without a sense of purpose, life can feel empty and meaningless. Another thing is the sheer number of potential paths and options that you have to take in life can feel overwhelming without a clear direction, which leads to stress and anxiety as well. And purpose provides motivation and a reason to get up in the morning. Without it, everyday activities can feel pointless and draining. And purpose and direction provides a reason not just to keep going through the tough times, but also persevere through challenges. It helps us prioritize tasks and manage time effectively. It also connects you to others with the same interests and through sharing your goals and activities, which could, if cut out of social interaction, could lead to, unsatisfaction, isolation, and loneliness, which can also make you feel overwhelmed because you're not connecting with others who want to go on the same journey that you're on. Purpose also cancels out that overwhelming feeling of being left behind and lost in life. By giving you structure to your daily life, it helps you establish routines and create strategies that provide stability and help you focus with less distraction. The fourth reason, which is a little more short, is multitasking. Juggling multiple responsibilities. That's another reason why people can feel very overwhelmed and get burnt out real fast. Especially, I've seen this in nursing. It could be work, family, social commitments, and they can all stretch us thin. When we try to do too much at once, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, and the lack of downtime is also something that even if we don't use effectively. Because even in our leisure time, in our self-care moments, I catch myself sometimes too. You're on your phone or you're on social media or, you're possibly in a group chat from work and you're not even at work. You're just texting people saying happy birthday and, you're joining a Zoom meeting and you're not even on the clock. That's, I'm also guilty of that too. So, and you're not fully recharging and relaxing your batteries. You're not fully getting to heal from the day prior or the week prior. You're just still going, doing multiple things, which isn't a good thing. And now some strategies and tips that'll help you to navigate all the complexities of feeling overwhelmed and just lost as to what to do. So the first one is self-reflection. You can't help yourself if you don't know yourself. And self-reflection is almost getting to know yourself, but also spending time understanding your personal values, your interests, your strengths, your personal philosophy, your mission statement in life, and what your ideal version of what that looks like is. And so you know who and what aligns with you and not waste time on things that don't serve you and don't sit right with your spirit. The second thing is exploration. Trying new activities, maybe volunteering somewhere or an unpaid internship position in a field or job you might like, but you're still skeptical of. So maybe you just want to try that to see if you want to get into that field without going all in just yet and, kind of committing too far too early. Or just learning new skills to discover passions. You can't know what you're good at and what you're not good at. You can't know what you don't like and what you do like until you take a chance on yourself and try new things, which will not only remove the anxiety and regret of what if, but also help you rule out and eliminate things that you don't want to do and what you do want to do and passions that you actually didn't have that maybe you thought you did. And it'll help you have a clearer, more experienced frame of reference when making decisions. And just going after things with more confidence in who you are and what you're capable of. For a quick in the moment fix, also when you're feeling overwhelmed, this is going to be like a fourth tip from me. Mindfulness techniques. I know I went over that in another video, but this definitely helps, because the other two, I believe, they take a little time, but it's definitely worth it, such as like deep breathing, meditation, to help just calm the mind and reduce those overwhelming feelings of anxiety or stress. And another thing that I don't really hear much, that I've actually tried myself, is keeping a picture of someone or people who you value and love, wherever you go. This will help you stay grounded, I feel, and remember why you're even doing what you're doing in the first place, for them, for yourself, or just for other people in general. And even help tap into energy, resources, and motivation to stay on track. So I feel like whenever I had a situation, I had my daughter's picture in my wallet, or my sister's or parents, or something to just help you remember, who you are, what you're doing, and just to not give up. And the last thing is just compete with nobody but yourself. This is why you don't put irrational, or just because you don't want to put irrational, unrealistic expectations too soon for what life should look like for you and right now, based on where other people in your family, your friends, or on these social media platforms are at compared to you. The truth is, they only show you the glitz and the glamour. They don't really show you the late nights, the early mornings, the practice, the repetition, the rejections that they went through, and even like the disheveled clothes and appearance they might have had while they were going through all that before they got their break in life. Just work hard, stay in it in whatever you're pursuing. Understand that you're going to have a lot of hard work to do with no reward and no applause. At first, eventually, as you build momentum, you'll see people cheering you on. And you have to remember that if you focus on you and your path, you're going to get a lot farther than trying to focus on somebody else's, because you'll get overwhelmed trying to chase someone else's journey or outdo them, because you'll end up hitting a dead end. And the reason you hit that dead end is because that was never your journey to take, or your purpose and vision had a whole different road for you. So by understanding the sources of our stress and implementing strategies to manage it, we can all navigate life with a better sense of direction, ease, and confidence. Leave a comment down below about how you cope with stress and feeling overwhelmed in life. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching. As always, Morph up.